and welcome back to My Happy Place. I'm Miss Johanna.
And I'm Miss Charity, and today we're going to learn about a prophet named Jeremiah. But first, let's go over our memory verse. And yesterday, we learned the first part of verse 2. So we're going to go over that, and then we're going to put it all together and say verse 1 and the first part of verse 2. So the first words are, but his delight. Ready?
Right. But his delight is in the law of the Lord.
So now let's put it all together.
Psalm 1, 1 and 2. Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the way of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. But his delight is in the law of the Lord. One more time.
Yeah, let's slow it down. We always say it too fast.
Psalm 1, 1 and 2. Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the way of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. But his delight is in the law of the Lord. All right, I'm going to read our story for us today about the prophet Jeremiah. Well, in a part of Israel called Judea, there lived a man named Jeremiah. God spoke to him and said, "Before you were even born, I set you apart to tell people about me." "I do not know how to talk to people," answered Jeremiah. "I am too young." God said, "Say what I tell you to say, and you will be all right." After that, Jeremiah told people about God all his long life. Sometimes they listened, and sometimes they didn't. He told King Josiah and the people of Judah, "God is upset with you. You do not obey his rules." Or what is another name for God's rules?
The 10 Commandments.
Do you guys remember that from we brought the big 10 Commandments in several lessons ago. But anyway, so King Josiah made his people live by God's rules, or the 10 Commandments, and God was pleased. Later, Zedekiah, that's a cool name, right? Later, Zedekiah became king. He wanted his soldiers to find the Babylonian army which was attacking Judah. Jeremiah warned the king not to fight. The king didn't like what Jeremiah said. He tried to silence Jeremiah by throwing him into a well. Do you guys remember that story that we talked about earlier about another man who was thrown into a well? Do you remember?
Joseph by his brothers.
Before they sold him into slavery. Do you guys remember that? Well, King Zedekiah did the same thing to Jeremiah. His name's though. Okay. But a palace worker took some ropes and pulled Jeremiah to safety. After that, King Nebuchadnezzar of Babylon destroyed the city of Jerusalem. His soldiers tore down the temple. Who built the temple?
Solomon.
Solomon built the temple and carried many of the Israelites off to Babylon. Jeremiah tried to comfort the people. He told them about God's promises. One day, he said, God will bring you back to Jerusalem. He will send you a fair and good king from David's family, and you will love God in a new and better way.
Well, we can learn from Jeremiah that, he was scared to serve God when he was little. He was scared that people would say, "You're not old enough. You don't know what you're talking about." But you know what? He served God anyway. And he was able to do so many amazing things for God. And in the book of Jeremiah in the Bible, we find many amazing verses that can help us in any point in our lives. So you know what? Just because you're little doesn't mean you don't have to serve God. It doesn't mean no matter if people think you're too little or you don't know what you're talking about, you can say, "I love Jesus and he loves you too." You can tell people. And God can use you. Tomorrow we're going to learn a story about a man and his 3 friends and how they stood for God in a kind of a scary situation. So make sure that you guys tune in tomorrow so we can hear that story. And don't forget to go over your memory verse a couple times today of Psalms 1, 1, and 2. And tomorrow we're going to learn the last part of that verse and put it all together. Also, I realized today that the month of April is coming to a close here in a couple days, so that means My Happy Place is going to be finishing up our videos here shortly. And what I would love to do is hear from some of you guys what has been your favorite lesson, or what is something that you have learned from
these My Happy Place videos.
If you'd like to write to us, you can send us a letter at P.O. Box 15233, Washington, D.C. 20003.
There's a lot of zeros. We're going to have it come up right here, and you guys can write that down and send us a letter if you want to. We'd love to hear from you guys. So, we'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye!